Let's read source 3 for the Reconstruction investigation, titled Report from Louisa Jacobs. First, let's remember the central question to remind ourselves of the purpose for reading this source. Was Reconstruction mostly a story of triumph or tragedy for African Americans? So let's start with the attribution to see where the source comes from. Adapted from a report on the Lincoln School, written by Louisa Jacobs in Savannah, Georgia in March 1866. And here's the link to go to that document. Now let's read the headnote to find out more details about the source. Louisa Jacobs was born a slave in North Carolina in 1833. Her mother was Harriet Jacobs, the first black woman to write about being a slave in the book Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl. Louisa and her mother established the Lincoln School in Savannah, Georgia in 1866 for freed people. The Lincoln School was led by African American teachers, unlike many freedmen's schools which were led by white Northerners. This is a report that Louisa wrote in 1866 about her and her mother's work in Savannah. Okay, now let's read the source itself. Let's read this report by Louisa Jacobs. I wish you could look in upon my school of 130 scholars. There are bright faces among them, bent over puzzling books. The letters A, B, and P are all one now, but these small confusions will soon be conquered. I have called mine the Lincoln School. We learn from the record kept at the Freedmen's Bureau that there are 2,200 children here. Some 600 or 700 are still not in school. The freedmen are interested in the education of their children. You will find a few who have to learn and appreciate what will be its advantage to them and theirs. The old spirit of the system, I am the master and you are the slave, is not dead in Georgia. In this beautiful city, there is a street where colored people were allowed to walk only on one side. Not long ago, a friend of mine, while walking on what had been the forbidden side, was rudely pushed off by a white man and told that she had no right there. She said that the Civil War had made Bull Street as much hers as his. Many of the planters have returned to their homes. Some wish to make contracts with their former slaves, but the majority are so unfair in their offers that the people mistrust them. There are 8 freedmen's schools here. The largest has 300 scholars. The teachers of the 2 largest schools are colored, most of them natives of this place. These schools have been partially supported by the colored people and will thereafter be entirely so.